and welcome. Welcome, everybody, to Friday night. Let me make sure you can hear me. Sounds good. Well, let's say hello to everybody. We will get started. Welcome in, lurkers. Come on and join the live chat. It's friendly in here, so come on in. No one will bite you, except me. Okay, so let's start all over. I got to go pretty far back and say hello to those of you who are here. So glad to see everybody. All right, let's see. All right, first in tonight, we had Say What. What's up, Say What? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you so much. And we also had Amy coming in with the support pathways. Boom. Good to see you, Amy, and thank you for that. All right. Thank you, Amy. All right, what else we got? We got Mark Ellis. Says, hi, Prof in chat. What's up, Mark? All right, Fur Baby Daddy coming in. What's up, gentlemen? Good to see you. Mary Beth Yema says, hi, looking forward to another informative discussion about corrupt and dirty little Delphi and all its bad actors. We got Oleg Cat in the house and Miss Deb. Good to see you, Deb. Kit Kat. Welcome, Kit Kat. Court of Public Opinion says, hello, like, and subscribe. Please do. Hit the like while you're coming in. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Amy, for saying hello to everyone as well. All right. We also got Bonnie coming in. All right. And Amy is reminding you to turn your chat filters to all messages. Don't get caught in the top messages zone. Welcome in, Rhonda and Paula and 26 Dead Zombies and Sweet Dude Shibby. There he is. What's up, Sweet Dude? Brenda Mays. All right. Gene Jackson. Hello. Hello to you. I'm off. It's the weekend. Let's roll. All right. Friday night's pants optional. Crystal Blue Persuasion. Welcome in. What's up? Also, Rebecca Ann. 1965. Welcome. Mino Dino. Nicole Watt. What's up? What's up, Nicole? All right. What's up, Carol? What's up, just me? Back from traveling, trying to catch up. Well, maybe tonight will help you. We might do a little catching up. Dirty Diana. Hey, Diana. All right, Heather Brown. Hey, Heather. Marie Kelly. Hello to you. All right, Rebecca Ann, 1965 made me do it. All right. Lowered Customs, greetings. Welcome on in. All right. Kate Yu, welcome, Kate. All right, y'all. Is the commenty section on? Yes. What's up, Don Leonard? Welcome in. Listen, you guys, we have so many viewers who never come to the live chat. And I just want to encourage you all who never come to the live chat to come on into the live chat. It's great to get to see you and hear from you. All right. Honestly, come on into the live chat. We have plenty of lurkers, and let's turn those lurkers into chatters. Hey, Heather. What's up, Dom S? Hey, everyone. I'm super sick. I'm going to bed. Well, guess what, Dom? You're not the only one. We'll talk about that too. Um, who's on the card for tonight's fight? And are the ring girls fire? Yes and yes. All right. All right. Boom. Just look at mine and Dino's photos. You look much better. You'll feel much better. Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all acting up already. What's up, Critter Mama? All right. Who else we got in here? Happy Friday, Prof. How are you feeling? Better? No. No, that's what we have to talk about. Okay. Mandy. Hello, Mandy. All right. Artist formerly known as SS. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. What's up, Goddess? Did I miss Goddess? Oh, there she is. Boom. Miss Goddess. There she is. There you guys. Hello. I got you. LB. I see LB is here. Welcome, LB. Welcome, Ninja Warrior Assassin. Okay. Hey, Four Pits coming in. What's up, Four Pits? Four Pits in the house. We can start now. All right. I'll be in and out of the chat while lurking, studying as usual. Right, y'all. Ninja Warrior Assassin. All right. You guys behave, behave. Starting early, Mino. Shotgun Susie, hello. Hello to you. Carla Ann, hello to you. All right. Thanks for coming in, everybody. All right. Crazy Girl 1203, what's up? Come on in. Come on in. Oh, man. Thank you for sharing Four Pits. You go subscribe to Four Pit Bulls Across America. Go subscribe to It's a New Day. Please put their links up one more time. I got to deal with a problem. Here we go. All right. Now, I don't have all day. Welcome to you. Laura Dawson, welcome to you. Icy Cat, welcome. Oh, you guys are going to make me blush. Coming on in. Coming on in. Thank you very much. 1203 Crazy Girl, what's up? Okay. It's good to see you, Shotgun Susie. Hey, Jennifer Hoff, good to see you. Okay. Silence, hey, good to see you. How's your wife? How are you? All right. I'm going to get with Prof for live soon. It is way overdue, brother. All right. So Tracy Fleetwood saying hello to the entire chat. All right, y'all. Now we got Scott Perkins. What up, Scott? Didn't I see Big JD? What's up, Big JD? All right. Thank you, 43 Goblin. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. What's up, Nancy Drew 101? All right. Did you just hear that feedback? I just heard feedback. Like, that's what a rare occurrence on my system. All right. Who else am I missing here? There she is. Big JD, y'all. Big JD. All right. Lynn's Hen. Hello to you. Welcome in and welcome to Silenced. Lurkers, I command ye, saith hi. Okay. All right, y'all. Elizabeth Park, hello to you. Okay, there you go. Charisma 6174, welcome up to you. I used to be a lurker. Now I'm in it. Now I'm just an introvert with a big mouth. Okay. Jennifer, are you in the tiny channel? Let me go check on you. You might be abandoned in the tiny channel. Stranded. Oh yeah, Jennifer, Shotgun Susie, Barbara Borman, Heather Swinson. You guys are all in the small channel. You guys don't know how to get onto the big channel? Let's see. See if I can help you out here. Maybe Amy will. Hey, please put up the link to the prof, and maybe they'll come on into the big chat. All right, what's pertinent? What's up? What's up, Scott Perkins? Okay, Heavy Metal Rehab. Hello to you. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Hey, Heather. Okay. Shotgun is reminding everyone this is the extra chat. You might want to go to the big one. All right, let's see. Digital, welcome in. Digital's coming in. Hello to Digital. All right. Hello to Plain Iron. What's up, Plain Iron? Good to see you. I'm down at Appalachian State. Just had my Otis graduate master's degree in science. Big day for us. Round of applause for 4 Pits. Good job. Good job. Okay. All right. Who else we got? Hey, Christina. We got Christina up in here. Miss Pie Crust coming in. Hello to you. I would really love some pie. What's up, Pie Crust? All right. Shelly Klein. Hello to you. Shelly Klein in the house. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Topher. Thanks for joining. All right. I think we're getting there. Dieter's coming in. What's up, Diener? Diener. I'm good. Wife moved to excellent stroke rehab. She says they're working her hard. All right, y'all. Who's her daddy 11? What's up? Awesome chat, family, like always. All right. Christine, what's up, Lurker? What's up, Christine Lurkin? All right, y'all. Now, Scott Perkins, what up, what up? All right, so I think I pretty much got everyone here. I do believe I caught most people. If I missed you, go ahead and drop a hello in the chat, and I will make sure to catch you. But I think I'm done, and my voice is not feeling too great. Okay. All right, I escaped the baby chat. Congrats, 4 Pits. I love pie. It's a whole other story. I don't like telling anything about myself anymore personally, because the trolls use it to attack you and harass you and intimidate you and stalk you. So can't even talk about my preferences these days. Jeez, wackos, internet whack jobs. What's up, Diana? What's up, Trial Junkie? What's up, 4 Pits? Okay. All right, so sound like I need a hot toddy? Possibly. Yeah. What's up, Sean? What's up, Sean Bianchi? Thanks for coming in. All right. On a McDonald's run, but I'm lurking. Keep lurking till you're comfortable. What's up, Critter Mama? All right. I know, that's why I don't put my facial pictures up and my real name. Can't even be a normal human being here, because well, they will stalk and harass and use any little thing they find out about you. It's a new day member for 8 months. Jeez. Really? Thank you. Longtime member. It's a new day. All right. All right. It was awkward in the morning, 2 midget ladies and me walking out of the motel. Skip Jansen. What's up, Skip? Round 3. How many rounds is this bout scheduled for? 13. I said it the other day. 13. Yeah. This will be a 13-round fight, and I'm willing to go all the way. All right. Conspiracy theorist. Hey, Troll Farm 1.0 and Troll Farm 2.0 both call us conspiracy theorists. That's how we know we're doing the right thing. Jennifer's happy to be here saying hello to everybody. Thank you, Jennifer. You found the main chat. Awesome. Goose's Gammy, what's up? It's a new day. Did you donate 5 memberships? Who got them? Indy Cindy, Vanity Sanity, Keith the Harasser, Rotstar, Charisma 6174. Well, glad you're hate watching. Goose's Gammy, what's up? All right. All right, y'all. Jake Brooks, what's up? Jake Brooks coming in. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a new day. I didn't think we would find trolls in our own community. Oh, well, time to wipe the sleep from your eyes. All right, y'all. So I think we're good. I think I caught everybody. Hiawatha, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. All right. All right. Jake Brooks, Skip Jansen, Hiawatha, Jennifer Hoff, Christina. It's a new day. Boy, Court of Public Opinion. We have a great group in here tonight. Great group. So good. You may or may not like what I have to troll. I was reading that. The trolls be out tonight. What I have to talk about tonight. All right. Yes, the gifted memberships expose the lurkers. All right. So I caught everyone. I do believe I caught everyone. So I must admit, remember when I told you that I got over my illness? Well, I spoke too soon. It's been a rough few days. So just so you know, it's been a rough few days. You know what? I gotta. Oh man, I promised someone I would unblock them from the channel, and I forgot to do it. So apologize. You know who you are. Apologize for forgetting to unblock you before the show tonight. I was really busy, and I had a rough few days. Okay. What's up, nobody? Nothing. 1717. All right. All right. All right, y'all. So, yeah. What's up, Stephanie? Thanks for coming in. Hey, Prof and Chap. I've been at our family's Mother's Day party. Yeah, you think so? Possibly I did. That's when it all started. That's when it all started. All right. Hello, Prof and Chat. Hope everyone's well. We are. Thank you. What did Skip say about it's a new day? It's a new day. The new YouTube king or queen. Your stuff has been great. All right. All right. I ate too much chocolate, possibly. That's what kicked it all off, right? Okay, so I have not seen the $20 Dubai chocolates. Do they have real gold leaf in them or something? Um, um, walk humble. Everyone be nice and be honest. Okay. All right, y'all. Yes, silenced. Silenced. I'm going to the doctor. Trust me. I'm going to take care of this. All right. Anyone know why my super sticker attempts fail and say not sent, edit, and try again? I'm swearing. I'm not swearing or saying bad stuff. Don't know. I think Amy's good at that stuff. All right. So, okay, y'all. So, good, Charles. Good. All right. So, yeah, gold leaf is also not good to eat. It turns into gold chloride in your stomach when hydrochloric acid hits it. It's not good for you. So I wouldn't be eating gold. All right. So so tonight's show is Friday Night Fights, round 3. Now listen, there's a lot to talk about. I'm understanding that there are some people in the community who are having a hard time. I really do. I understand it. And it would make sense because there are things that are difficult to explain to people and to bring people along. Um, Honestly, it's like that teaching because should you try to teach a wide variety of people a wide variety of skills and subjects, you'll find that it's very difficult. Um, Sometimes it's the journey that is the reward, or in the context of student and learner, it's the journey that is the lesson. Remember in the Karate Kid, old Mr. Miyagi, having the kid do all of the chores like waxing, painting, and this coming along and doing the chores was a way of teaching skills. And in some ways, that's why you have to have faith in the process. Um, because sometimes you just have to be in the boat while we cross the turbulent waters, even if you don't understand where the navigator is guiding to. And so that's my hopes, um, that in these times when some of you might not understand exactly, wax on, wax off, when you might not understand where we're going or what you're less learning, okay, what you're learning, you might not understand. You might not want to be painting the fence or waxing the floors or anything else. But sometimes you just strap in, you go along for the ride, and you understand that you might gain something from it. And that's really what's going on here in this community. And I know it's hard because it's hard to talk about. People are tired of talking about it. People are somewhat exhausted or burned out. There's some, how would I put it? There's like some fatigue. And listen, let's be honest here. I've said it so many times before. There are 8 years of trauma and fatigue in this community. You know, yes, the state made it a circus that drew you in, and here I am. Exactly. That's the best summary, period. And it continues to be a circus. And listen, some of us, we don't know where this is going to end. Okay. But It's been part and parcel the whole time. And this is why you see all of these heightened emotions and tensions in the community. And, you know, some of the allegiances that people have to one another were established because of survival. When being attacked from this side for so long, they attached to everyone over in this corner because they felt safer because the attacks were not coming from here yet. It was just coming from here, you know. And so if suddenly someone is looking at you and they're saying, hey, someone's attacking you in this corner, you don't want to believe it because this has been your safe space all these years. So it's been a rough road. It's been a rough road. And these past 2 months have been a rough road. And it's just been amazing. Okay, it's been amazing as to what this has been. Because imagine trying to be the point man here, trying to be leading this or fighting this battle. Well, I only put myself in the shoes of other legendary leaders. It's something. But I want to show you some things. Like I think that there's some things that we could talk about. And Skip's hitting a good point. Thank you, Skip. When you realize who is at the origin of all the attacks, it changes your perspective. Well, yes, law enforcement. Okay, we'll start with that. Law enforcement. Now, I think the larger question is not just who's behind it, but I think the why is even more. So, why the need to have total and complete dominating control of the narrative on the Delphi murders? Have you thought about that? Have you taken a moment to sit down and think about that? Why the need to have dominant control of all sides of the narrative on simply the murder of 2 little girls? Online. Complete control online. I mean, let's be honest here. It's the state, and only the state. Okay? Now, just because you might see meth heads, felons, or mean girls behind what's happening doesn't mean that it's meth heads, felons, and mean girls. It means it's the state. And the people who are being indirectly and directly manipulated or controlled into acting on behalf of the state. They're the ones that are public facing. They're the ones we see. So I wanted to go through some things. I showed you, or I developed a couple community posts. Okay. And these community posts that I recently have posted were placed for your assistance or to assist you in understanding. Okay, so I want to go into a few things. Let's see. And I'm going to be jumping back and forth here. Let's see. Let's see what I want to start with. I'm going to show you some things. What are the people who surrounded the defense team for Richard Allen doing? Harassing and threatening multiple individuals on the internet. What are the people who surrounded the defense team doing harassing, threatening multiple individuals on the internet? Why is a supposed successful attorney from Indiana, who is secretary of the Indiana Public Defender Council, using people's professions and locations to attempt to intimidate and silence them? Remember him using North Carolina on Reddit to do the same to another? Who were the 6 people in the due process gang who caused issues for the defense before in 2024? Why was this same group of people involved in the questionable release of the video on an anonymous website? The very same people who attempted to seize a post-conviction investigation and discovery on the Richard Allen case. Why? And how is this appropriate? I'm going to show you a Twitter post. I could almost do it better with this here. So it should not be that much of a mystery to you that I live in Colorado, in the Rocky Mountains. So I wondered why, when I'm blowing the whistle on things that I'm not liking about Michael Ausbrook's actions, why does he choose to post this? I'm going to show you a couple things here. They actually made things 100 times worse. They gave gas, they being the defense team, they gave gas to bad actors to talk shit and start the hype cycle. So that would be implying, like all of the others in this group, that you're looking at a bad actor here. Jennifer Auger drafted a press release condemning us for the release of the video. It was only a miracle that we got her not to release it. So the defense asks us to release it. Then Jennifer Auger tries to effing hang us from our nuts. They were going to release things, but threw us under the bus after wrapping an anvil around our necks. And so I said, 6 people. And I displayed this as well for everyone. I said, this is what happens when you tell the truth. What is the owner of the Free Rick Allen website doing? Threatening and doxing the Prof, while simultaneously placing himself in a position of public confidence, asking for tips on the case, warehousing email addresses, and making a call for whistleblowers to step forward on the case. For whistleblowers or tips, you would be asking people to put a lot of trust and confidence in you, and a lot of trust and confidence in the fact that you won't do any harm to them with the information or their identities. Well, that's pretty troubling considering that you are doing harm on the internet using people's identities, personal financial information, and you did it to Tom Webster, not just me. Okay? And I also found it troubling that even today, you're threatening to hack people's internet histories, IP addresses. Let's go back to this. Okay, so I want to go back to this. Let's go to this one. So I wrote a little something. This is on the Prof channel. This is why you'll notice this is the Prof True Crime. Okay, the Prof True Crime. All right. That this is on. And this is the backup channel at the Prof True Crime. This is the main channel. Okay. Where I post a different community post. So I just wanted you to know that. Because I want to read this for you here. All right. Let's see. So I'm going to read this for a moment. I know it's rather lengthy, but just be patient because I did this for all of you, and you can all go read it at a later time. It's so that you can understand maybe some of the thoughts I have. Okay? So let me talk. I'll stop probably at each paragraph. So I said people experiencing cognitive dissonance or heavy confirmation bias tend to portray surfacing controversies as drama in order to avoid facing the difficult conversations. And that means they minimize it. Those personally embroiled in the drama or controversies often avoid addressing it directly, as addressing any claims directly might be considered as a de facto admittance of wrongdoing. But with that being said, I want to address some things, especially since these bad actors have been running amok on Twitter, fanning the flames among their followers in order to keep people stirred up against myself and my closest associates. What's more astonishing or astounding is that these so-called social justice warriors are blatantly running around spreading mistruths and misinformation, while calling the truth tellers liars in an attempt to discredit them. All of this is being done in a manner which I consider razzle-dazzle, a technique meant to keep everyone distracted and the public from seeing the truth in what is actually going on. Okay. So I want to take a little detour, I guess. I'm going to pull up this right here. says, a razzle dazzle refers to a noisy and exciting activity or display meant to attract attention. It can also describe a complex or deceptive maneuver, often used in sports to confuse an opponent. Additionally, it can be used to describe a flashy or showing appearance or performance. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Noisy and exciting activity. Razzle dazzle can describe a situation with a lot of activity and excitement, often with a colorful or flamboyant appearance. For example, the razzle dazzle of the circus, aptly put, right, would describe the vibrant and engaging atmosphere of a circus. Complex maneuver in sports. In sports, a razzle dazzle refers to a complex sequence of moves or actions designed to confuse or outwit an opponent. Think of that one. A complex sequence of actions designed to confuse or outwit an opponent or the general public. This could involve a series of handoffs, passes, or other moves in sports that are difficult to predict. And here I highlighted at the bottom, the best one. Razzle dazzle can also describe the flashy or showy appearance or performance often intended to impress or distract. Okay. So what I'm saying is that this is an attempt to distract with a bunch of complexity and noise. Okay. Like I said, a razzle dazzle, a technique meant to keep everyone distracted and the public from seeing what's going on, because it's not going to keep me or others on the inside, but it's going to keep the public generally confused as to what is actually going on because of the level of noise and all the directions it's coming from and how complex it is. All right. So I took us back. I want to take us back because obviously, listen, I almost feel like I have to stop and explain this. Obviously, we are still talking about the events of the past 2 months, which still have not come to any resolution. 2 months in. 2 months in. You've turned people against each other, okay? You've turned people against me, and you've turned people against yourselves. 2 months of it. And so I figured, hey, I'll take us back. Let's take us back to where this all started, which we really know it didn't really start here. This actually goes back 2 years. I would specifically say that it goes back to early to mid 2023. But anyhow, I said March 12th, 2025. A video, and we're talking about the alleged video from Liberty German Celebrite extraction, is published on a website alleged to be owned and operated by Luke Nicholas and Kara Weinecke, according to the Murder Sheet podcast. Okay. Now remember, the website itself does not declare such. The website itself declares that it is a website operated on behalf of the defense team of Richard Allen. And then it starts conflating the post-conviction with the defense team and all kind of stuff. But we now know factually that this website has zero affiliation with the defense team of Richard Allen. And it does appear that Murder Sheet's reporting is accurate, at least on one level, by citing Luke Nicholas. But according to Murder Sheet Podcast, they claim in 2024, in summer of 2024, Murder Sheet Podcast claimed that this website was operated by Luke Nicholas and Carol Weinecke. So I say, on March 12th, a video is published on this website, and almost immediately, R&M Productions' Angela Sadlowski goes live and does an extremely awkward premiere of this breaking news. In the live chat, numerous people, and that means chat members, are asking obvious questions about the release, such as, is this the enhanced video? And they say things like, this is the enhanced video, correct? And they say things like, where does this come from? All the most reasonable questions were the most reasonable first asked questions. By followers of the channel. But very interestingly, these questions are met with immediate and curt responses by both the hosts and by Luke Nicholas in the live chat, shutting down any reasonable questions whatsoever, literal shutting down of the questions. So every time it was asked, is this enhanced? It was immediately shut down. Every time it was asked, where does this come from? It was immediately responded to with the defense. And you can go watch that live stream for yourself and you'll see it for yourselves. Also interesting, during that unveiling of this release, Angela Sadlowski acts as if she has no clue who is behind this website or the release. Okay. She acts as if she has no clue that this was going to be released, when we now know that to be an absolute falsehood. Okay? We know that she was an integral part of the entire scheme. So why would she act as if she has no clue who's behind the release, who's behind the website, or that it was going to be released, when we know that to be absolutely false and that she was an integral part of the entire scheme? And just like clockwork, immediately after that live stream, the entire audience is sent to Criminality's channel, who does a follow-up live stream wherein all similar questions are also immediately shut down. And this set into motion an entire narrative in which questioning the validity of the video or its origin was extremely frowned upon. Okay, in other words, the initial rolling out of this BG video by these two channels, R&M Productions and Criminality, in which the channels immediately responded to shut down those questions, set up a narrative in which questioning the validity of the video or its origin was extremely forbidden and frowned upon. And this sent an entire community into an uproar as people experienced the cognitive dissonance of resolving expectations versus reality. In other words, what that means is that the entire community didn't understand what they were seeing, because the way that this video met the eyes, the looks of it, and the questionable provenance, okay, the questionable provenance, and the bad or the interesting look of it, combined with the firsthand testimony of people who were in the courtroom. Remember the people who were in the courtroom who came out and described what they saw in this video? Well, people were saying, first of all, it doesn't look right. Secondly, they were saying, where does this come from? And thirdly, they were saying, how is this what was presented in court when the people in court said they saw something different? So you see that whole group of questions? People were asking those questions. But like I said, because of the way that the rollout was controlled by R&M Productions and criminality, those reasonable questions were immediately shut down. Okay? And since when is it appropriate to shut down reasonable questions, especially when people have 8 years of gaslighting and trauma in this community because of this kind of shit? Okay? March 14th, 2 days later, after watching all of these events unfold and being personally very unhappy about the situation, I went into research mode and began figuring out who the parties behind all of this were. Angela Sedlowski, Michael Ausbrook, Nicole Miller, and Luke Nicholas, with the possible involvement of Matthew Hoffman and Carol Weinecke. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was on that Friday night live stream that I telegraphed the message directly to Angela and company. Put your big girl's panties on and step forward to claim responsibility for this release. I will give you until Monday before I tell the people what happened. Of course, my challenge was met with absolute silence. Now, March 16th to 17th, or 16th and 17th, I privately messaged Luke Nicholas and Nicole Miller, pleading with them to step forward, to shed some light on the situation, and to encourage the others involved to do so as well by claiming responsibility for the release and settling the concerns within the community. I considered privately messaging Luke and Nicole as a respectful and generous showing of grace by allowing those responsible to take charge of the disclosure of the facts of the release for themselves rather than having me do it. Okay. I also considered it somewhat generous to give a forewarning of my pending reveal of the truth behind the situation so that it would not cause any divide in the community or exacerbate any kind of controversy. Okay? Unfortunately, however, my compassion was met with obstinance and denial, then further lies in an attempt to throw me off the path of this story. Remember, they both denied any involvement and solely put the onus on the defense of Richard Allen. It's important to note that during this period, the above mentioned individuals were also going around to multiple live streams, okay, for a 2-week period, entering the chat as a group, trolling in order to establish a particular narrative around this video release. Yes, they were doing narrative control as a troll gang. All these mentioned above individuals, NDB, okay, they were going to all the live streams, into the chat and trying to direct the narrative about this video by claiming it was for the defense and it was not enhanced, etc., etc. And I was keenly observant during this period and made sure to document it all, noting the dates and times and all the parties involved. The due process gang. And I did that with screenshots and a notepad. Okay. Now, by March 18th, the next day, frustrated with this response to my gracious offer to allow them to speak for themselves, I decided to take matters into my own hands. and reveal to my viewers the truth of the situation in a somewhat jarring fashion. To shake things up, I revealed in my live stream the exact names mentioned above and how they were responsible and behind the entire debacle. And remember, this was March 18th, less than a week after the release. Naturally, I faced a lot of backlash for this approach and a lot of direct denials by the individuals who were named by me, which was an absolute shock and surprise because it was already known and proven at the time I decided to reveal it all. And I could not conceive that these people who try to establish themselves as righteous and trustworthy advocates for the defense of Richard Allen would blatantly lie and mislead the public around such a provable and consequential matter. This is when I realized that this was a very important issue, more so than I had assumed at the outset of this controversy. Okay. Then afterwards, late March to early April, the backlash continued. Okay. And we saw, and you saw some of the evidence of the backlash. I didn't necessarily screenshot every single Twitter post and every single nasty comment. But trust me, there were dozens and dozens and dozens. Okay. The backlash was incredible coming from this group of people, especially what was seen on Twitter as Michael Ausbrook and Angela Sadlowski whipped their followers into a frenzy, who then set out to attack the messenger with ad hominem attacks, intimidation, and doxing. As this was all brewing, another narrative began to take shape, which revolved around Mrs. Allen allegedly, quote, not taking the proper steps in regards to a tort claim or civil suit against Westville and the state of Indiana. There also began to be murmurings of so-called bad actors interfering in the decision-making of Mrs. Allen and advising her to go against the due process gang internet cranks and attorneys from the state of Indiana, Michael Ausbrook and Carol Weinecke. Now, I found this pretty alarming because I was privy to many of those discussions, and I was well aware that Mrs. Allen was not being ill-advised, and she was not conflating the two issues. I also began to find it concerning that the individuals who were directly behind this unethical leak on the free Rick Allen website would also be trying to take hold of the post-conviction investigation. And when they were unsuccessful in that attempt, would resort to public intimidation via a public shaming and pressure campaign to try to influence Mrs. Allen's decision. Little did they know that it was already too late. Mid-April to early May, I was given a copy of the retainer agreement with signatures attached, only requiring the signatures of Mrs. Allen to be considered a legally binding and finalized contract. They will still tell you to this day that it was a draft. After some research and consideration, I decided that publishing this retainer agreement would be the surest way to provide transparency and understanding to the community at large regarding the murmurings in the community surrounding this contract. I also felt it was necessary to inform the public on the difference between a post-conviction investigation and the bringing of a civil suit after I realized that the same parties behind this post-conviction counsel agreement were attempting to posture themselves as parties to a civil claim. It was my understanding that Mrs. Allen was not happy at all with these individuals and didn't like them, or with this attempt to switch gears. And I attempted to relay this information to the general public. It was also my understanding that Erica Morse was accurately conveying the statements on Mrs. or sorry, it was my understanding that Erica Morse was accurately conveying statements on Mrs. Allen's behalf, and that these people were trying their damnedest to discredit her because of their own personal disliking of the messenger, Miss Erica Morse. Something I was all too familiar with. Yeah, shoot the messenger. I also became concerned when members of this due process gang started making the PR rounds on various podcasts, bashing the former defense attorneys and insisting that Mrs. Allen be found not capable of making decisions on Richard Allen's behalf. Furthermore, there was an intense intimidation and harassment campaign rolled out by Luke Nicholas on his Twitter page and echoed by many of the followers of this due process gang, which continues to this very day. Okay? So let's see. And under the post, I attached, before we get to that, let me go back. I just realized I made a boo-boo. There's more. You see under here, it says currently. I was dumbfounded that after more than a month and a half of allowing this controversy to fester, some of the individuals named above have just begun to come out and drip some information, piecemeal statements of accountability, however, failing to make any specific and definitive statements about the truth of the events that have unfolded over the past months. Additionally, notice that in all of this rhetoric, there is no specific chain of events detailed. Let me say that again for those in the back who like gaslighting. Okay? You guys listen. In all of this rhetoric, there is no specific chain of events detailed. No specific names named. Okay? Just piecemeal accountability, quote unquote, here and there, in what appears to be an attempt to pacify those asking questions, but done so without providing any real answers. The question is what really happened and why all of the lies and distractions for more than 7 weeks, and why still not the entire truth. What really happened? Why all the lies and distractions for more than 7 weeks, almost 2 months? We're approaching 2 months into this. Why still not the entire truth? I sent out detailed and specific emails to Andrew Baldwin, Jennifer Auger, and Carol Weinecke, yet to this date, not a single reply. Why the huge conflict about the defense allegedly releasing this video and them outright denying the fact to the extent that they were going to release a public statement condemning the above mentioned individuals for the leak? Why the silence all the way around? Surely something is not kosher here. And once again, why, instead of directly addressing all of the questions and proving with receipts all of your claims? Again, why, instead of directly addressing all the questions and proving with receipts all of your claims, do you instead choose to intimidate, harass, and dox those who are asking the hard questions? And so it continues. And honestly, I wouldn't expect anything better at this point. But don't shame the people who are asking the questions, and don't relegate this information to the sphere of endless drama surrounding the case. This is so much more than mere drama. If it was not, then you would not see so much fear, intimidation, and emotion tied into such a seemingly innocuous thing. And I found it odd here because this was a very strange response that Phoenix came in and gave. And we're going to break this down. Phoenix, you deserve it. Okay, you deserve it. So we're going to break this down piece by piece. This is quite a tale. What is a tale? Almost even makes sense. No, it does make sense. It does make sense because every single piece of what I just read to you is very well delineated. It's factual, it's logical, and it is proven with their own words. Now, moving on, we'll circle back. Except your ending needs some work. No, it doesn't. Your conclusion is that nobody emailed you back, so that's evidence that everything you said is previously true. No, that's not my conclusion. My conclusion is don't expect anything better at this point from these people. That's my conclusion. Evidence that everything I said is true is that it's all in their own words. Okay? Now, my question here, where is the evidence that anything they said is true? You see, that's what's lacking, but we'll get to that. Somebody not emailing you back isn't evidence of anything. I didn't say it was. I said it's called silence. It's not a receipt. Nobody said it was a receipt. It's called silence. Okay, them emailing me back a reply when given the opportunity to do so would have been a receipt. Yes. It's nothing. Well, because you're trying to make it into something and therefore so that you can debunk it and say it's nothing. It's not my conclusion. My conclusion is everything I said is true, and I wouldn't expect these people to tell the truth with receipts at this point. Somebody not emailing you back, well, that's exactly what it is. It's a non-response, which is silence. Conflating it as anything else really insults you. Well, I didn't conflate it as anything else. You are conflating it in order to try to discredit the statement because you don't want to ask these questions about your friends because your friends have lied to you and you don't want to understand that your friends have lied to you. So make me the bad guy and make me the purveyor of logical fallacies. There's no obvious jumps in logic. The logic was based upon all the other lack of transparency, accountability, and honesty, I wouldn't expect anything better. That's my logic. Anyway, I said you're being antagonistic because what you failed to mention is it's not my burden to prove. Right, it's these burden to prove. Because what are the claims? What are the claims? Baldwin gave us this to leak. Baldwin gave us this to leak. Okay, that's a claim. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? We got Baldwin gave us this to leak. Baldwin's a pussy, a motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. Where's the proof? And we're going to get to more. We're getting there. I'm sorry I didn't want to have to do this first, but I guess I'm all out of order here. We'll continue because we're not gonna stop. Okay, so let's see. All of the individuals mentioned above have the burden of proving their claims. Yes, I believe that. Prove your claims. So, look, don't come in my, look, you're coming in my chat. Okay. Since you're coming in my chat to harass me, I'm going to shut you down right now. Okay. If who's denied it? Baldwin and Auger? Okay, I'm gonna fuck you all up. I'm gonna end the stream in 2 seconds if you don't shut the fuck up. First of all, who said Baldwin emailing anyone is nefarious? No one said Baldwin not emailing is nefarious. See, here's where we're going to shut the bullshit down immediately, Phoenix, and you can go fuck off. No one said Baldwin not mailing back is nefarious. But let's get back to this one. If they've denied it, why can't we see that? I got to play fucking pussy games with you assholes. Jennifer Auger drafted a press release condemning us for the release. I guess you can't read, right, Phoenix? You can't read? You can't read when it comes to this? Jennifer Auger drafted a press release condemning us for the release. It was only a miracle we got her not to release it. So Jennifer Auger asked us, so the defense asked us to release, then Jennifer Auger tries to hang us from our nuts. See, there's no getting out of this. Defense was going to, but threw us under the bus after wrapping an anvil around our necks. Your arguments are such bad faith, dude. Like, you really got to go check yourself and figure out what the fuck you're even talking about. Are you going to make me present something else I didn't even mean to throw up? Right here. Jennifer Auger confronted Andy in particular about the video. Instead of him saying, yes, that was the plan, instead of saying that, he threw everybody under the bus like he had no effing clue where it came from. To the point where Jennifer Auger was going to put out a press release about how they didn't put it out. They don't condone it. And they don't condone any additional shit getting out. And somebody was like, MF, you better not. Like, your bad faith fucking arguments stop today. Do you notice that not one receipt has been provided or produced for their claims? And it is a fact that Baldwin and Auger are denying. Further, you're gaslighting. There's no leap in logic. There's a statement of facts and questions are asked. Why are you not holding your friends accountable for their words and actions? Now, No, because it's infuriating because they come in with bullshit. This is the point. This is the point. Why attack me? Why attack me? Here's a question. Who released this shit? Who released it? I guess it's time for the presentation now. Let me pull it up. See, and you wonder why there's such anger? Because you guys are stalking and harassing, intimidating, and doxing. Michael Ausbrook. Now, this is a computer-generated transcript, okay? Before anyone gets on me for anything in this, listen, I didn't type this. Because someone already came in today trying to let me calm down. These people piss you off. Look, this right here is a computer generated, automatically generated transcript, which I did not type. Because someone came in today with some kind of grammatical shaming for something I did not produce. All right. This right here is from a computer listening to people speak. Get it? I did this so I wouldn't get a copyright strike for playing the audio clips, okay, or the video clips. But basically, these are the words of Michael Ausbrook, pulled from a live stream by a computer-generated program. So listen. I think the two things I'd like to clean up once and for all on actual knowledge instead of hearsay running around is the provenance of the BG video and this whole contract kerfuffle. And the BG video, whatever anybody says, is straight out of the phone extraction I was given. Andy Baldwin said it was okay to release it, so Angela got it, period. Okay. Stop there. Now, straight out of the phone extraction I was given. Okay, so you were given the phone extraction. Andy Baldwin said it was okay to release it. So Angela got it, period. Okay, let's stop. How did Angela get it? Because that's a leap. So there's several layers here. The phone extraction I was given. So you were given a phone extraction. Okay. Was it by Andy Baldwin? Who gave the phone extraction? Andy Baldwin said it was okay to release it on a website the way it was released. Where's the proof of that? because apparently he's to the point where he's willing to deny it and craft a, remember this? To the point where OJ was going to put out a press release about how they didn't release it and they don't condone it. So OJ's going to put out a press release, and Andy Baldwin says he has no effing clue where it came from. Do you see why there are questions here? And why is any of this my fault? Hey, mods, chill out, mods, chill out, mods. Chill out, mods. Let people talk a little bit. All right, listen. Andy Baldwin said it was okay to release it. Where's the facts? Where's the proof? Because it seems like Andy Baldwin is denying and Jennifer Auger is denying, but Andy Baldwin said it's okay. Well, that's a contradiction. So isn't it on you? Is it the onus on you guys to clean that up and show and provide the proof? Where's the evidence? Okay, here's another one. So Angela got it, period. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
So Angela got it, period. How? See, that's another leap in the sequence of events. Aren't you a lawyer? It seems like something's being left out. Andy Baldwin said it was okay to release it. So Angela got it, period. Wait, who? How did Angela get it? I'm just curious. Because this seems to be like Angela could have gotten it from any other method. Anyway, it just seems like this is it's a little shifty. It's a little shifty. It's not very factual. Crazy Girl says, couldn't we have said this a long time? Oh, yeah. By the way, this took a month and a half. This took a month and a half to get this out. This was like pulling teeth. Okay, this was like pulling teeth. This took a month and a half just for this. And even this is like, what is this? It's shifty. Andy Bowen said it was okay to release it. So Angela got it, period. How? Do you mean to say that you gave it to Angela to release on a website? But okay, so what happened after Angela though? You notice how all of this is left out? There's so much left out. So the website is not owned by Angela, right? So how then would it end up on a website, even had Angela got it? However, because none of this is later. How about this? This happened, then 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 it's on a website. I think that's what people are looking for. I think that's what people are looking for. You know, I think people are looking for where'd it come from, then who got it next, then who got it next, and who got it next, and who got it next, how it ended up on a website. And why has it taken you motherfuckers 2 months to even begin to come clean about this? That's what people are looking for. But let's continue. Couldn't we have said this a long time ago, though? A month and a half ago? And he responds with, because because some people weren't willing to be honest about what they had said. Who are some people? Who are some people? This could not have been said 6 weeks or a month and a half ago because some people wouldn't be honest. Who are some people, and are those people being honest now? What changed that enable you to say that you see what I mean about this? How this is weird. So in other words, you're speaking for yourself, Michael Ausbrook. So how does some people keep you from speaking for yourself? This is where the logic doesn't logic here. It doesn't add up. I'm just saying this. None of this makes sense right here. It's all ambiguity, and it's like you're doing this intentionally. It's straight up a phone extraction you were given. Andy Baldwin said it was okay to release it, so Angela got it, period. Could we have said this a long time ago, month and a half ago? No, because some people weren't willing to be honest about what they had said. That's not adding up. So that people would be comfortable with us having access to the discovery, we suggested becoming post-conviction counsel. Oh. So the whole thing with becoming post-conviction counsel was about having access to discovery, period. Who are us? And I've shown you this. Jennifer Auger, I guess, confronted Andy in particular about the video. And instead of him saying, yes, that was the plan, I was going to do A, B, and C like a grown man and a professional and someone who's not doing anything wrong. Instead of saying, yes, that was the plan, I already checked with other attorneys to make sure it wasn't violating any kind of protective order or whatever, and that these are public records. Instead of saying that, he threw everybody under the bus like he had no effing clue where this video came from. Oh, I don't know where that video came from. I have no idea. To the point where Jennifer Auger was going to put out a press release about how they didn't put it out. They don't condone it. They don't condone any additional exhibits getting out. And they won't be releasing, and that moving forward, nothing will be released. And somebody who knows, who's somebody who knows? This is another thing. What is this? What is this? Somebody who knows was like. Sluti says, and somebody who knows. Who is that? Why all of this ambiguity? Somebody who knows was like, motherfucker, you better not, because I will like out you. Which sounds like blackmail. It sounds like holding something over Andy Baldwin's head. I was calling him a pussy. So do you guys see where there are questions here? Do you see there's questions? And my thing is, instead of answering those questions with evidence or receipts, proving to the community your statements, why is it let's attack the person asking the hard questions? Because anybody in their right mind seeing this stuff would have these questions. Anybody in their right mind would have these questions. Now, the fact that I was on to these questions a month and a half ago, and some of you are just starting to understand what the questions even are today, doesn't make me a bad guy. It doesn't make me a bully. It doesn't make me a conspiracy theorist. And it doesn't make me responsible for attacking anyone. It means I'm asking questions that I've been asking for nearly 2 months that yet remain unanswered. Here's the truth. Is it? Is it though? Because where's the proof? Where's the proof? Rick Allen's defense attorneys released the BG video. Rick Allen's defense attorneys, with an S, released the BG video. Where's the proof? Which was untouched. We went to huge expense to make sure the original file, untouched by us, was available. We didn't even optimize the video file, which would have saved over $2,000 in hosting expenses. Well, who's we? Who's us? Who's we? And saving over $2,000 means how much did you spend? Because if you're saving $2,000, you must have spent more. Then in the ever-changing stories around this entire thing, suddenly I paid for the website. And again, what he's doing, he's threatening to sue Kathy and Rick Allen's closest associate. And he knows this too. He knows that this person is Rick's closest advocate and a friend of Kathy. Why are you threatening to sue a friend of Rick and Kathy Allen? There's no NDA. That's not what my source says. My source was told that one of you was working under an NDA. Over 700,000 people have seen the full BG video. That was within a week. A handful of people, the Prof, wants to distract you with nonsense about a domain name. No, that wasn't the nonsense. The nonsense was that we wanted to know what this item is, where it came from, and what was a true sequence of events that led to its publication on this website. It was not about nonsense about a domain name. And then you do this weird thing where you say it does not have the same IP address as the sites I ran, meaning for the record, it's not my site. Wait, didn't you just say that it was your site though? I paid for the website. But if it did have the same IP address, so what? That's not what matters. Yes, the domain was purchased with a privacy. Whoa, hold on. Hold on. How do you know that it was purchased with a privacy service? Because that's standard practice for a sensitive project. If you were not behind it. We operate in an environment of lawfare, harassment, and hacking attempts. Yes, we do. Since the launch, the site has been under constant attack. How do you know unless you're behind the site? The site was built quickly and strategically as a backstop in case Rick was found guilty. How do you know unless you were part of it? Turned out to be a smart move. Over 5,000 people have signed up for email updates, meaning given their email addresses because they care deeply about this case and want to stay connected. The servers and domain remain in the US. How do you know? So you see what I mean about the absolute, listen, this has been 2 months of lies. Okay, the lies started at the beginning. Okay, the lies started day one. And instead of attacking me, why don't you people go ask the people who lied to you? Like let's go back to this. Let's go back to this. Almost immediately after publication on the website, R&M Productions, Angela Sedlowski, goes live and does an extremely awkward premiere of this breaking news. In the live chat, numerous people are asking obvious questions about the release, and that's Judgy and fucking Shaboogies and all of the cult members. They were asking, is this the enhanced video? Is this the original video? Is this the enhanced video? Where does this come from? Very interestingly, though, these questions are met with immediate curt responses by both the host and Luke Nicholas in the chat, shutting down any reasonable questions whatsoever. Also interesting that during the unveiling of this release, Angela Sedlowski acts as if she has no clue who's behind the release and who's behind the website and that it was going to be released. Acts as if it was a surprise, which we now know that to be absolutely false, and that she was an integral part of the entire scheme. And remember, it's not just me saying that, it's Michael Ausbrook saying that. Andy Bowen said it was okay to get it, to release it, so Angela got it, period. Andy Bowen said it's okay to release it, so Angela got it, period. I'm going to read a couple things for you. Before I go on, let me correct something in here. Because Keith, who called me bitch made, hear this, time him out for 24 hours. Get him the fuck out of here. Time him out for 24 hours. Since I'm bitch made, Keith, I'm about to show you how bitch made I am. All right. Now, I want you to observe what Keith is doing there in the chat. Distraction. You see, what are we here talking about right now? What are we here talking about? I mean, serious. What are we talking about? Why won't Keith come in here and talk what the fuck we're talking about? Talk what we're talking about. You want to talk about this release and your friends lying about it for 2 months and not producing any evidence for their claims? Or do you want to come in and do you want to change the subject and distract, asking about a contract? Listen, The contract, I'll tell you this. The contract obviously only came from one person, which was the person who held the contract. But that's not what we're here to discuss. And why the butt hurt over the contract? Why the butt hurt over the contract? Am I sensing butt hurt? You see, this is called Razzle Dazzle. He's doing a distraction campaign. So yes, who the fuck cares that I posted a contract? I was asked to post a contract, and I did so respectfully. And by the way, just in case anybody's tripping, lots of people had their slimy hands on that contract. Ain't that right, Adrian? So let's not pretend. All right, so back to what I was doing. Anyway, I don't even remember. You see, they accomplished the goal of throwing me off my train of thought, which is the whole goal of coming in disrupting. Anybody who cares about the contract, email me. I'll send you a copy. Is that transparent enough for you? But you see, it's funny that you want to come in and talk about a contract. It's like Phoenix wanting to come in and talk about emails. Okay? Phoenix wants to come in and talk about emails. You want to come in and talk about a contract. Excuse me, ladies. Is that what I'm talking about? Am I talking about emails or a contract? Anyhow, it's funny though because listen, here's where it's really senseless. The fact is that I would not be discussing any of this whatsoever had you guys not been attempting to intimidate, troll, and dox on the Twitters with all of your bullshit. Let's be honest here. Michael Ausbrook, all you mean girl minions, Keith, if it wasn't for your bullshit on Twitter, I wouldn't even be discussing this anymore. Additionally, had anyone come clean whatsoever with the actual facts, nearly 2 months now, we're nearly 2 months in. Had you just come and told the story honestly, truthfully, accurately, transparently, with receipts? All right, question here, hypothetical. Baldwin said it's okay to release it. Okay, you got a text message stating such? Do you have an email stating such? We got signal from the Office of the Defense Team that it was okay to release. You got evidence of that signal? And here's another thing. Oh, I almost have to look this one up. I'm not gonna go through the trouble. Michael Ausbrook loves calling me a liar. A liar. Liar. Interesting that you can just broadcast that term all over. Liar, liar, liar. Excuse me, sir. What are the lies? How about this? Bullet point list. I saw someone call Adrian a liar. Prof and Adrian admitted to lying about Ausbrook. Excuse me? You mean Adrian admitted to a mistake? Adrian admitted to a mistake? Is that what you mean? Maybe the prof misspoke or made a mistake. Is that what you mean? Because lie is a strong word. A lie is intentional, malicious, done knowingly. But what are the lies, Michael Ausbrook? Since I'm lying. Anyway, I was about to do this before I got interrupted. There's some things I want to read. Remember when I said, to the best of my understanding, it is absolutely true that Erica Morris has accurately presented the state in statements the thoughts and feelings of Kathy Allen. So one of them being, I believe this was right around the time we're talking about. Shortly, really very near the time of this release. I'm sorry, the contract. The following statement is being made at the request of Kathy Allen. Michael Ausbrook does not represent Kathy Allen, nor is he entitled to any information about the Delphi case. He is not authorized to speak on behalf of the Allen family, nor is his information coming from authorized or approved sources. At this time, Kathy Allen asks that all information, leads, tips, and anything else go directly to Stacy Uliana or Mark Lehman, Rick's appellate attorneys. Feel free to share throughout all the Delphi groups and pages, as this must be cleared up ASAP. Also, if you've been told that you can be hired as a PI through Ausbrook or have been acting as an investigator on his behalf, please notify Rick's appellate team immediately. Now, do you honestly believe that Erica Morris would go out and give an authoritative statement such as that and be lying? She also said, you can believe whatever you want. Even if it's wrong, Kathy has spoken, and she is both his wife and his power of attorney. It is disrespectful that you are demanding proof when Kathy Allen issued this statement through me on a Saturday. How disrespectful that you assume Kathy doesn't know what's up with her own husband. That's my answer. If you go against her, good luck with that. Now, do you really think that anyone in their right mind would make a statement such as that? And not be telling the truth? Okay, let me look at the chat. Sorry, I'm not done yet. We're getting there. All right, now I'm going to all right, I'm going to keep going. Sorry about that. I wanted to check out the chat real quick. So, why all of the hate? Why all of the hate? And it's funny because over on Twitter, every day, aside from the hateful trolling and harassment, there's a constant questions. When are you going to prove with receipts? And when are you going to prove? What the fuck do I have to prove? This is what's crazy. When are you going to prove what? What the hell? What the hell do you expect me to prove? I mean, Jesus Christ! Have you not seen the 45 screenshots just on this particular aspect this month? What do you expect me to prove? How about turning all that energy that direction? Turn all the energy that direction. Ask them to prove something. Ask them to prove it. For instance, ask that this be proven. Andy Baldwin said it was okay to release it. Really? Prove it. So Angela got it. How? Prove it. And then how did it get to the website? Prove it. No, it was too much to ask for. Too much to ask for honesty. If you didn't do anything wrong, why is it so hard to take accountability for what you've done? And they say, I changed my stories and I'm backtrack. I haven't backtracked shit. They tried to say it regarding the contract. Go read the post. Go listen to my live streams. What did I say about the damn contract? No one gives a shit about the contract anymore. Now, what about that second contract, though? That one ain't posted yet. What are you all so afraid of? And like I said, by sending an email out to say not Skip, Andy Baldwin, Jennifer Auger, Carol Weineke, Andy Kopsa, sending emails out, it's saying, I'm waiting for you. Like, I open door here for you to give your side of the story. Okay. The reason I emailed Andy Baldwin, give your side of the story. The reason I emailed Weineke and Auger, give your sides of the story. You're welcome to give your side of the story before I go and talk about it on a live stream. That's why I mentioned the emails, Phoenix. Come on, have some integrity here. Oh, they're doing this one lately. Prof posted a tattoo. Yeah, you know why? Because a stupid fucking source of mine, she handed me the stupid tattoo, saying it was vetted. And the thing is, that one right there has been out of my circle for a year. Okay, she's been out of my circle for a year because of shit like that. But what I haven't told you is no, there is proof of affiliation of Shane Meehan with the skinhead Odinist. There is. And it's more than just a tattoo. So the fact that this, now regards to this tattoo, I have not been able to debunk that particular claim you're making that it is not his Facebook. Okay. Therefore, I've not chosen to retract the statement yet until it's confirmed that it's not his tattoo, and until I can show you the other evidence of him having the affiliations with Odinism. But until I'm able to do that, you can go shove it, because none of you are acting in bad faith. In faith, you're trying to take one small mistake and trying to discredit the whole man, as if none of you make small mistakes. So yeah, I'm upset if that was an error that got incorporated into my tribute live stream to Greg Ferenczi, which, by the way, none of you have done. So if I made a small mistake in my tribute to Greg Ferenczi by showing a tattoo that didn't belong, but still doesn't change the story that he is affiliated with Odinist, okay? So yeah, I was disappointed if it's true that it's not his account. I'm disappointed that I shared it on the stream because it sullies my tribute stream to a man who was murdered over this shit. But oddly enough, you're trying to deny that as well. Why do you try to deny everything? Because you're bad faith. Well, I got something that should get your panties in a twist. Let's see if I can hook this up. Because some of you are so stupid, you literally have to be shown things like babies. Oh, what's this? Hey, look, it's my buddy Rick Snay right there. pretty much has become my best bud in true crime. Rick Snay. Rick Snay. Boy, this was hilarious. This was hilarious. Because you guys, your skulls are so thick that to get anything through your skulls is an absolute feat, incredible feat. That's what haters do. They nitpick and focus on one small discrepancy and act like all the effort and the whole point was irrelevant. Yes. In other words, I don't know, the 1,000+ hours I've done on Richard Allen's behalf. I literally read through every court document. I read through the entire Frank's memorandum with commentary. I've gone through absolutely everything thoroughly. I showed how Brian Harshman conflated and twisted all the confessions and the da. I don't know, 500 fucking live streams. I can't even tell you how many at this point. Okay. Rick Snay. This was funny because you guys are so dense. All right. Some of you guys that are messing around, well, let me back it up. He says, I've done a lot of self-reflecting, and I realized that, like I said, none of this stuff with the appellate process should have been any of our business anyway, to begin with. Some of you guys that are messing around with this stuff, okay, caused some issues before when you did that. You know what I mean? I love you guys, but you know that there were issues, okay? So we don't have any part in this right now. Our part is not in the legal process. Our parts is now we are salesmen and we are advertising execs. And as I say, entertainers and clowns. We have to spread the word, get people to understand what happened here. Okay. That's what he said. Oh, 2024, see below. What did Prof? Wait, hold on. Here we go. There we go. Sorry, I'm jumping around here a lot. I'm trying to get through it. "2024, the murder sheet, and Tobar." Well, let's talk. Let's talk because I like to be specific. So here's how we be specific. December of 2023 to September of 2024. I'll say it again. December of 2023 to September of 2024. The murder sheet in Tobar took a look at this due process gang. And I'll read from the descriptions of a couple of these live streams or episode. I should say podcast, because we know you're in my favorite you're in my favorite podcasters, Shrek and Fiona, the murder shits. They've said, it's no secret that the Delphi murders case has attracted a robust and at times confounding internet following. But some have carved out an especially extreme and troubling niche within that space. This episode covers the bizarre online behavior by the following so-called internet sleuths: Angela Sadlowski, Courtney Parsons, Paul Manion, and Catherine O'Hare. These four are dedicated into digging into the Delphi murders case and willing to use harassment, stalking, and libel to smear just about everyone involved in the case. In this episode, we'll get into shocking claims that Manion has made regarding the leak of discovery materials in the Delphi case. Shocking claims that Manion has made regarding the leak of discovery materials in the case. Members of Richard Allen's defense team have worked hand in hand with internet cranks in order to sway the public narrative of the case, smear perceived enemies, and raise thousands of dollars, $42,000, maybe something like that, in a poorly organized fundraiser. We've spent weeks looking through a Twitter private message group consisting of Allen's appellate attorney, Carol Weinecke, attorney for Brad Rozzi and Andrew Bowen, Michael Ausbrook, Illinois attorney Bob Mata of the Defense Diaries, licensed clinical social worker associate and internet crank Angela Sadlowski, dog food company employee and internet crank Courtney Parsons, and social media crank Nicole Miller. Today, we'll talk to the owner of the channel, Paul Manion. He'll get into his concerns about the internet culture around the case, the pipeline between the defense team and the web, and why he is taking a stand and speaking out. And then there's another episode that says, in this episode, listeners will learn more about how professional attorneys whipped obvious cranks into a frenzy. What went wrong with the fundraiser for Allen's trial experts, where that money is still under question, by the way? What this group really thinks of victim Liberty German's family, and how Mata, Sadlowski, Parsons, and Miller frequently derided Judge Francis Gall as a bitch. Another episode, listeners will learn more about accusations that Mata and Sadlowski made about us bullying Baldwin, why Weinecke wants to entrust personal information about prospective jurors to so-called internet sleuths, and the defense's possible strategy for getting a mistrial. Another episode, today we'll talk to the owner of a channel, Paul Manion. He'll get into his concerns about internet culture around the case, the pipeline between the defense team and the web, and why he's taking a stand and speaking out. Then another one, today we will delve into the relationship between Richard Allen's defense investigator, Matthew Hoffman, and internet cranks. Specifically, we unpack communications from Discord in which Angela Sadlowski and Courtney Parsons discuss meeting with Hoffman in November 2023. Angela Sadlowski and Courtney Parsons discuss meeting with Hoffman in November 2023 and getting information on phone pings around the crime scene, as well as identifying information about at least one person whose phone pinged there. Now, I hate to be the one, the bearer of bad news, but that's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, causing some issues before when you did that, Angela. Am I speaking mean enough for you now? Okay. And that's the murder sheets descriptions of their episodes in which they covered all of that. And like I said, that was one was in December of 2023. And then Murder Sheet did 3 in the summer of 24. And then Tobar on the domain channel did 2 videos, I believe. All right. But it was funny because as Rick was saying all this, there were some clueless, thick-skulled people in the chat not understanding what he was saying. Preach, Rick. Amen, Rick. Rick, I love you, Rick. I'm your #1 fan, Rick. But apparently what they failed to realize is that you see, Prof never pulled into this shit. Okay. But it's funny because that very morning I had posted this. So we're going to doxing harassment? Okay, let's burn it all down. Well, you know, morning for me is 1 p.m. Okay. And I posted this. Okay, look familiar? Okay. Only hours later, Rick posted this. See? Listen, you guys need to straighten up and fly right. Okay? All the bullshit, all the interference, all the lies. Hey man, this is a murder of 2 little girls, and it's the whole life of 2 adults now, Rick and Kathy Allen. Stop your shit. All right. So that's kind of it, but I want to bring you back to this because like I like coming full circle, and like I started with this. Razzle Dazzle. The old Razzle Dazzle. This is a technique employed by the controllers of the narrative. You know, the narrative controllers, the old ladies of Delphi who have controlled and gate kept this narrative for 8 years. A function which the second generation of the old ladies of Delphi, the Reddit mods, all of the mods on Reddit going back 7 years. And a function that the due process gang is now the 3rd generation of. It's also something that is a technique implied by all of the, what do we call them? Fosters on the case. You know what I mean?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck.
Razzle Dazzle. A noisy, frantic display meant to attract attention and distract, confuse. It's complex. It's from all sides. It's disorienting. And they pull it with us behind the scenes, and they pull it with the viewers, with the public. This is why you see all the shit posting, all the trolling. This is what the trolling is. It's part of the razzle dazzle. So anyway, that brings an end to my presentation for tonight, the things I wanted to talk about. I hope that you understand what we're talking about. Like I said, instead of all the razzle dazzle, instead of all the noise making, the threat, intimidation, doxing, why don't we just do tell the truth with receipts? Wouldn't it be much easier? I mean, especially if you did nothing wrong, you've got nothing to hide. Let's say Andy Baldwin, you did nothing wrong, you got nothing to hide. Produce the receipts. Carol Weinecke, Michael Ausbrook, produce the receipts. Angela, Luke, all the mean girls, produce receipts. The fact that we have Troll Farm 1.0, Troll Farm 2.0, together pulling the razzle dazzle, it's sad. It's a sad situation. All of this over the murder of two little girls. When the hell would this ever be necessary? I know this. It's funny how they turn this shit around on people because listen. Now you guys know. I just want you to put yourself in my shoes for a minute. Okay, let's do a thought experiment. Imagine, if you will, that I had been the force behind all of this. Okay, imagine. Let's start over. Hit the reset button. Rewind. Imagine if it was my website. Imagine if it was my website that this video got released on. Imagine the heat, the pressure, the condemnation, the questions, the finger pointing, the screaming and yelling, the making of a non-person, the demanding for truth and transparency. And this is what I mean. This is what I mean. The bothersome part to me is that you've got a single group of individuals. Let me put it this way, because it's hard to speak. You know, I'll put it this way. You've got a small group, a handful of individuals at the center of this, at the core of it all. You've got the due process gang at the core of it all. So they were behind so much fuckery in 2024. Like I said, potentially caused a disaster scenario for the defense. I mean, have we all forgotten how bad this was for the defense? You know? You see? Are we looking at the same thing or am I goofing? Oh, I'm goofing up. Let's see. Oh, come on. There we go. Remember, this right here in 2024 was a disaster scenario for the defense. It included leaks, bad behavior, shifty shit behind the scenes. It was a really bad look for the defense. A near disaster. The same group of people suddenly release video from Discovery on an anonymous website attributed to the defense. Then, same group become part of a contract, which I don't even think I have here today. Do I have that thing? I don't have it. You don't need to see it though. Well, shit. Might as well. Hold on. Can I pull that up? Yeah, I'll show it. Okay, I'll show it. Let's do the screen share again. Okay. Kara Weinecke, Michael Ausbrook. Okay. Non-disclosure agreements from anyone who becomes involved in the post-conviction investigation. That's the YouTubers. That's the due process gang. Hello. Look, Kara Weinecke, Michael Ausbrook, due process gang. Okay. Why all the interference? It's too much. It's too much. Troll Form 2.0. And it's funny because then you had Troll Form 1.0. Troll Form 1.0 also claimed to have large portions of discovery. You do realize that, right? There were leaks on that side, right? There was illegal behavior on that side. There was the leaking of crime scene photos on that side. There was the purchasing of discovery materials on that side, or on both sides. Essentially, what it comes down to, ladies and gentlemen, is narrative control. This is why you were not allowed to ask the questions that were organic in nature regarding all of this. Right? This was why the disproportionate response to reasonable questions. Someone would say, hey, no reasonable questions. And that's why the rollout of all of this was very important to have control of in the early days, in the first day, the second day, because that ironclad grip on the rollout of this, you were able to establish the narrative immediately. And you say, don't ask this, don't ask this, don't think this, don't think that, don't say this, don't say that. This is the approved speech on this. So anyway, like I said, that is my take on things this evening. So now I want to get into the chat because I think now I can put all this aside. So what I want to do is say hello to the chat. All right. Oh, that's another point. Court of public opinion. Thank you for bringing that up. I did extend that invitation for questions. Okay. I said, listen, all of you who have questions, who want to discuss, send a representative who is capable of discussion without yelling, without over talking, without gaslighting, and without anger. Send someone with all the questions and the discussion points. Let's talk. But we're not going to do it stupid style. Therefore, there's a whole lot of people who are not allowed. Okay. Basically, if I banned you tonight, you're not allowed. Or if I banned you in the past. But surely there's someone who could come on over and discuss, like sensible human beings, their concerns. And the invitation remains open. Anyway, let's see who we got here. Oh, I see. Just a bunch of nothing. You guys are just chatting. Thank you, Shelley. All right. Just looking at some of these chats. All right. I can't unhide until I go with, well, let me see. Okay, maybe I can I do that now? Let's see. Ooh. Give me a moment. Let's see if I can go take care of this. Should I do it in real time? That'd be pretty interesting. Okay. Let's go to Jennifer Hoff. Oh my gosh. I've got 400 blocked on this channel, believe it or not. 400 blocked. That's what has been necessary to run this channel. Can you believe it? I got my block list is 400 long. Yeah, well, good luck finding Jennifer Hoff in this list. It might take me a minute. The 400 who are blocked are 90% troll farm. They're 10% the rejects. They're, I don't know, and a couple fucking knob polishers. How about that? Is that nice enough word? All right. Yeah, I can't find Jennifer. I don't know. I'm sorry I'm sorry whoever blocked her. Please don't block Jennifer. Maybe she's just timed out. I don't see her here. No, it shouldn't have. I shouldn't have 400 people on this list, or not people. Let's be real here. It's probably 300 people because at least 100 of them are all the same account. Okay. All right. Yeah, 400 accounts blocked, which I would say is probably 300 trolls. Unless they each have 30 accounts, and then it's 100 trolls. "52 are my accounts." Not happy with that, Charles. Okay. Thank you, Goose's Gammy. All right. All right. Yes, we're all sucked into it, but let me see. I just want to go on and just talk to the chat for 5 minutes before we get out of here. Oh, well, maybe I don't know how to untime out someone. I don't. Don't don't time her out though. But she's not on the block list that I could find. So that means she's not permanently blocked. Okay. Oh, she's just timed out. Well, hopefully she comes back. Sorry, Jennifer. All right. Yeah, no, serious. Who some of the trolls will have 30 to 40, 50 accounts each. I mean, this is what they do. This is their life. Um, no, she probably got upset and left permanently, but hopefully she comes back around. Okay. All right. So that's about all I got for y'all. I'm not really. Yeah, I know. You guys can play question and answer. Question and answer. I don't chat because I'm always watching on my TV. Thank you for all you do, Prof. Well, thank you for coming in and saying that, critical mediator. Thank you for coming and saying that. I appreciate it. Yeah, but like I said, the whole thing with this, like I said, you guys ask some questions if you have questions down below. The whole thing with this is this could have been put out so quickly. And people like to gaslight. They say, what does it matter where it came from? Because it fucking matters what you all did. And now it really matters because you're saying there's some disagreement between yourselves and the defense attorneys. Okay? It's fucking sickening. If what you did was right, why is Andy Baldwin denying it now? Don't put it on me that I'm not making a big deal out of anything. You made a big deal out of it all. You still have not cleaned it up properly. And anytime you've come out, you've consistently changed your stories. And the recent statements you've given, they don't even add up. There are too many holes in the story. Where are the holes? Let me show you the holes. Because I've shown it. I'll show it again though. Andy Bowen said it was okay to release it, so Angela got it, period. That's a hole. There's a hole there. It's a gaping hole. There's a couple holes in that whole thing, and that's supposed to be disclosure? Or are you just trying to shut everybody up by giving them what you think they want to hear? This is what I mean. All right, let me put it this way. Any questions about this subject before we move on? That's first. All right. If there are no questions, that's sensible as well, because I mean, Jesus, how could there be questions, you know? Anyway, what these people don't understand is that every day you allow this to continue, every day you allow it to continue, then you ensure that I will continue. So I'll keep going as long as it takes. In other words, could I explain again from the beginning? Yeah, nice try. Yes, I can explain how to listen to it from the beginning. Hit replay and go back to the beginning. I wanted to read something too before I leave. Let's see. Oh, that's an actual good question. Pink Quartz 1111 1111. What's the date or time frame this all began with the website? January, February? No. Depends on what you're talking about. You got to go back to October for the creation of the website. Okay, back in October. Then you go to March with this video release. Okay. Um, right. All right. So I want to talk about something called feet to the fire. Feet to the fire, because my statement here is that I'm going to continue holding your feet to the fire until the truth comes out clear as day. All right. Holding someone's feet to the fire means to pressure or force someone to take action or be accountable for their actions. The phrase alludes to a literal method of torture or trial where a person's feet were burned, implying forcefulness of the pressure being applied. Okay? What is the origin? of the phrase. It turns out the sole of the foot is particularly sensitive to heat. Church inquisitors made use of this fact during the Middle Ages and Spanish Inquisition in both the Old and New Worlds. In medieval Europe, trial by ordeal was a trial based on the premise that God would help the innocent by performing a miracle and saving the accused. One such trial was to hold the accused feet to the fire, or to force the accused to walk across a span of red-hot iron. It was believed that God would intervene to perform a miracle on behalf of the innocent and protect the worthy souls from infection. Of course, most either confessed to the crimes to which they were accused or died as a result of the trial. A report of one such ordeal, the ordeal of Queen of Emma by fire at Winchester, seems to have originated in the 13th century. According to the legend, in the early 11th century, Queen Emma of Normandy and Nut the Great was accused of unchastity with the Bishop of Winchester. In order to prove her innocence, she was obliged to undergo the ordeal of walking over 9 red-hot plowshares in Winchester Cathedral. If the church chroniclers are to be believed, the queen walked over the red-hot plowshares and neither felt the heat nor suffered any damage. In 1215, Pope Innocent III banned priests from attending any trial by fire or other trials by ordeal. And as the medieval period wore on, such trials became less frequent and eventually died out. But the ordeal by fire returned with a vengeance during the Spanish Inquisition as foot roasting. Sorry about this. I'm missing some super chats and stuff. I don't want to miss them. Let me say. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. October seems funny. Thank you, Critical Mediator, for the wonderful $5 super chat. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you very much. Okay. Walking across hot shards of glass. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you. I pray for Rick and Kathy to make it through the nightmare. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can continue. Let me see if I can continue. All right. One more. Oh my gosh, come on, man. Am I seriously not going to find that? I lost my spot. But it's basically that you want full. Let me read that one again. Full disclosure, okay? Hold the feet to the fires to insist upon or demand full disclosure or use extreme insistence. So I'll continue to do that. Or you can just end it now. All right, let's see. Anything else here? All right. No, Silent G. We're not saying it. We're not saying it. We're not going with this one, Silent G. The victims are not lost. Why the hell do you think we're doing this? The victims are not lost. And this is not drama. Remember what I stated early on. This is not drama, right? It's not drama. Let me go read that again. Let's see. I'll read it without necessarily having to show you what I'm reading. People experiencing cognitive dissonance or heavy confirmation bias tend to portray surfacing controversies as drama in order to avoid facing the difficult conversations, right? It's not drama. Oh, come on. All right, let's see. No, it's not drama. It's not drama. It's an important matter, and the victims are also always at the foundation of all of this. That's another thing they try to use to beat me up with when I say I'm not here for Richard Allen. I'm here for Abby and Libby. Okay, I'm here for Abby and Libby, number one and only. Now, the fact that Richard Allen is a part of that means that he's now become a part of it. Anyhow. Anyway. Okay. All right, so that's it, y'all. Well, it's a given that Richard Allen was wrongfully convicted. Okay, he was wrongfully convicted. That's a given. We don't have to argue about givens. A given, we're here for Abby and Libby until the truth is told about their murders. Another given, Richard Allen was wrongfully convicted because he did not receive a fair trial. Understood? All right. Yo, but we're all done, we're all done. Diana, are you doing something? Are you doing something, Diana? Let me just say this. I appreciate you all for being here. Appreciate you all for being here so much. I really appreciate it. Also, all the support for the channel. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Go see how many thumbs up you got. If you ain't got a thumbs up, go hit it now. All right. Even Charles doesn't think he got a fair go. He didn't. I mean, let's be honest. They should have allowed a defense, bottom line. Okay. So yeah, we're going to do some things. But I'm saying goodbye to everyone, or I was saying support the channel. You know, we got our pathways. So hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App, hit the Buy Me a Coffee, hit the Super Chats, the Super Stickers, all the support pathways. Support the channel, hit the thumbs up. all the things you like to do. Thank you, Pink Quartz 111. I'm sorry, 1111. So hard to see those little numbers. Thank you for supporting the channel in those various ways, and for hitting the thumbs up and watching, and also more so than anything, for critical thinking. Because without all of us understanding, it would be absolute chaos. Let me say this: when I've said so many times these controversial things. Look, I'm an Aquarius, right? I'm a water bearer. I come to pour the water, but you know, I also said I'm a disruptor. That I'm coming over here to break up the BS on this case, okay, and set the thing straight. I'm flipping over tables, okay. You know what I mean? And so that's what I mean by we're here to pour water on the fire, but it's going to disturb some things. Okay. So the status quo has gotten so bad in this community. It has to be refreshed. You know, it's like they say when God sent the floods to the earth, it was to disrupt all of the BS, you know, and clean the slate. And so hopefully that's what we're having, is somewhat of a slate cleaning. And listen, whether you believe it or not, I'm actually being nice as humanly possible. Like in my way. I guess I'm being nice as is possible for me to be, because I could certainly be a whole lot more chaotic and meaner, and I'm really trying to be as nice as I could possibly be. So please understand it. And like I said, I'm even here not feeling well. Not I'm begging for your sympathy, but I even come around when I don't feel too well, because I don't want to miss too many days. I know it's been several days and we haven't been together. Anyway, but I guess that's what I was getting at, is I think by all of us communicating and doing some critical thinking and coming together in a way that we become some of that water in the community, you know. Because imagine how chaotic it would be without all of us talking and agreeing and, you know, caring about each other. Anyway, I just want to say God bless you. Thank you all. I am burned out, so I'm getting out of here. A little on the shorter side tonight, but I very much appreciate it all. And I will go to Diana's, so I'll see you at Diana's. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Okay. It's not the nicest subject to cover, so you're gonna look like you're a mean and a troublemaker by going and doing what has to be done. But I appreciate you all for being here, and I will get some rest. I am done. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Look at you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And like I said, y'all, check out both community pages. Prof True Crime, 2 channels. We've got both community pages. There's different stuff I put on both, and there will be more, especially if the bullshit continues. There will be more. So I'm begging you now, stop your shit. Okay, kids? All right. God bless you. God bless Libby and Abby. And I'll see you guys later. Okay? I'm out of here.